Hi everybody, this is Fredeth and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to build this chicken cooker, the fully automatic chicken cooker for the Minecraft Bedrock edition, for the Better Together edition for use on consoles and Windows 10. So I'll put a list of everything you need on screen now. Pause the video if you need to. So let's get on and build this thing. Okay, to start with, you're going to need an area that is 5 wide by 6 deep, this being the front of your cooker. So 5 by 6. Now the side, both edges, this row here and this row here, they're just for the skin of the cooker. So if you're building this into a wall or into your base somewhere and it's not outside and you don't mind seeing the redstone, you only need it to be 3 by 6. But if you want a skin on the outside of it, you're going to need it to be an extra 1 wide, which is why I'm making it 5 by 6. So you want to start by sticking yourself down your chest, bang in the middle at the front, like that. Then you want to whiz around the back, and you need to crouch and put a hopper going into that chest. Okay, then you want to grab yourself a slab and put a slab on top of that hopper. That's where your baby chicks are going to stand until they're grown up. Then you want to grab yourself solid blocks, and you want to put 5 solid blocks to the right hand side of that chest, and then 5 to the left hand side. So you've got that. Then you need to grab yourself some glass, and you need to put 2 blocks of glass above your chest. It has to be glass, A, so you can see in, and B, if it was a solid block you wouldn't be able to open that chest. Okay, and then on top of the glass you need to put a couple of blocks of solid blocks, like that. Then you want to whiz round to the back, and you want to put 2 solid blocks to the right of the hopper, 2 solid blocks to the left of the hopper, and on top of each one of these you need to put a dispenser facing inwards, like that. So this one's going to have, this one is going to have eggs in it, this one is going to have the lava in it. Okay? Then you want to grab your solid blocks again, and you need to put 2 solid blocks behind the back there. Okay? Now grab yourself some hoppers. You need to crouch, you need to put a hopper going into that dispenser, and then a hopper going into that hopper, and then a hopper going into that hopper. So you want to chain them around. Your feeder chickens are going to stand on top of this hopper here. When they lay an egg, it's going to go around here and then finish up in this dispenser. Okay? So grab yourself another solid block. You want to put a solid block there and there, and this is where we're going to start putting the redstone. So grab yourself a comparator, and you want to put a comparator coming out of that hopper. So every time something goes through there, i.e. an egg, it's going to pull a signal. The comparator is going to pull a signal out of it. And then you want to grab yourself an observer, and you might have to crouch to do this. You want an observer coming out of that comparator. So the smiley face of it, the detection part of it, wants to be next to the comparator, and the redstone, the output side of it, wants to be over the back. And then against that, but against the observer block now there, you want a solid block. So now every time something goes through that hopper, the comparator is going to pull out a signal. It's going to fire the observer, which is going to power that block there. So stay around the back, and you want to put another solid block there, and 1 to that side and 1 to that side. So you've got like an upside down T. And on top of each one of these blocks you want to put a blob of redstone dust. So now every time that comparator fires, the observer is going to fire. It's going to power these 2 bits of dust. So one of these is going to fire the eggs out, one of them is going to fire the lava out. So now you should have something that looks a little bit like this. So grab your solid blocks again, and you want to start just underneath the dispenser, and you want to put a line of 3 solid blocks, like that, leading back to this redstone. Then grab yourself the redstone repeaters, and you want to put 3 repeaters down here. And you want to put these on maximum delay. Put these on 4 ticks. So now every time that block's powered, it's going to fire those repeaters and it's going to fire that dispenser, which has got eggs in it, remember. You want to go around to the other side, grab yourself some solid blocks again, do the similar thing, put down 3 solid blocks leading into that dispenser there. Okay. But on this side, you want to put a repeater on standard 1 tick, and then you want to put a blob of dust, and then you need to put an observer block. If you want to face the back of the cooker, you want to put an observer block there, like that. So you've got the smiley face detection part near the redstone, and you've got the output redstone part facing into the dispenser. So now every time that redstone is activated, the observer is going to detect that it's been updated and it's going to fire the dispenser. And the redstone is going to flash twice, which means that the dispenser is going to fire twice, which means the lava is going to pop out and then get sucked straight back in again, which is exactly what we need. So now you should have something that looks like that. Now you want to grab yourself a bit of redstone, grab yourself a glowstone block or sea lantern, and you need to put it there just to give yourself a bit of light in there. You don't need it. If you don't want it, you can put a solid block, but I just think it's nice to have a bit of light on your chickens when they're in there so you can see what's going on. Now we need to get the feeder chickens into place, and the feeder chickens, as I say, are going to stand on that hopper there. So we need to surround that hopper with some solid blocks. And because chickens can jump, you need to put another layer of blocks on top of it. Now I don't know whether it's the same on the Bedrock edition, but on the PC, the Java edition, there was a problem with chickens falling into hoppers. And you just negate that by putting a bit of carpet over the top of the hopper. And now you want to fill that with chickens. Now you want to put about 25 in there. You don't want to put loads in there. Don't spam 100 chickens in there. On the PC, there's a mob cap, cramming cap that stops you from having more than 24 entities in a single 1x1 area. But I don't know whether it exists in the Bedrock edition. But what you don't want to do is put hundreds of chickens in there, because every time that hopper has something in it, it's going to power the power that observer, power that comparator, which powers this observer. If you've got 100 chickens in there laying eggs, that hopper is never going to be empty. It's always going to have an egg in it. Therefore, the comparator is always going to be live. Therefore, the observer's got nothing to register. There's going to be no update to that block because it will always be on. Okay, so you want no more than 25 chickens, feeder chickens in there. It will slow down how many chickens you get, but believe me, you don't want loads in there. So however you get your chickens in there, whether you entice them in using seeds or whether you just throw eggs in there until they grow up, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to use a spawn egg, 25 or so. Now you just want to cover this over because you don't want anything else falling in there, and you certainly don't want, you know, a cat jumping in there. So I'm going to stick a bit of I'm going to stick a block over the top of it. You can put glass if you want to be able to see in. I'm just sticking a block over the top of it. Okay, so now you've got something like that with your feeder chickens in the top. You've got all of your redstone in place. So now what we want to do is start filling in the middle. So now you pretty much want to fill in most of the spaces that are in there with a solid block. So if you start on one side and just fill in most of the block. Okay, and then you want to get in the middle, and the same in here, just fill it up. And the same on the other side. Don't be shy, just fill it right up. Couple in the middle. So now you've got something that looks like that. Now, as I mentioned, if you don't mind being able to see the redstone from the outside, or you've built this into a wall in your base, then you don't have to put the skin on the outside of it. But because this is out in the open, I'm just going to put a skin on the outside of it. So on the right hand side, as you're looking at the front, on the right hand side, just put your skin on. And on the left hand side, before you do it, you need to put yourself a bucket of lava in that dispenser there. So that's the dispenser on the left hand side. Okay? And now you just want to fill it up. Now, if you're conscious about redstone lag, and in fairness you should be, what you need to do is grab yourself a torch, a redstone, a glowstone lamp, pop out that block there next to the dust and replace it with a bit of glowstone. So that's going to negate the lag caused by the lighting updates that flashing redstone causes. And it's probably best to do it around the other side as well. So pop out that block that's next to the observer, put in a glowstone lamp, bit of glowstone, and again that will stop the lag caused by flashing redstone. And then just get back to filling it all in. Sorry about the chickens. This is my first time on the console doing this, and I can either turn all the sounds off or I can leave all the sounds on. And I do like listening to blocks being placed, and because of that, it means I can't get rid of the sound of the chickens. I don't know how to anyway. But anyway, that's that. So now all you've got to do is wait for the chickens to start laying eggs. So as you can see, every time the chickens at the back lay an egg, the lava pops out and gets sucked back in again, and then the egg gets shot out. And if you're lucky, it's going to hatch and turn into a baby chick. And because baby chicks are only 0.4 of a block tall, or the hitboxes anyway, it might look like their head is in the lava, but the hitbox is below the lava. And because there's a slab there, the lava's never going to fall down and burn the chicks anyway. But the lava's going to pop out and get sucked back in again, then the egg's going to come out, hopefully turn into a chicken. In 20 minutes, they'll grow up. And when they've grown up, when the lava pops out, it's going to burn them, or it's going to cook them. So now a few have grown up, and as soon as they've grown up, the lava pops out, the chickens get cooked, or the cooked chicken and the feathers drop into the chest at the bottom. And as long as you're within, I think it's six chunks of the farm, or certainly as long as this chunk is loaded, it'll continue to work. And if you've built it in a spawn chunk, it'll continue to work wherever you are on the server. So that's how you build a fully automatic chicken cooker for the Bedrock Edition for Windows 10 and consoles. I hope you found this interesting, everybody. If you have, please don't forget to leave it a like, and if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future tutorials. This is Fully Off, and I'm out of here.